Take three. Tried this a couple of times. Today we're going to talk about company reviews. There's no shortage of YouTube videos out there or, job site reviews of, trucking companies or really any company out there. So I thought we'd take a minute to talk about those. As I've stated in a previous video, I've been with, this is my fourth trucking company. And there's good and there's bad with, all four of those companies that I was with. The first one, mostly bad. But here's the thing about company reviews. They're all relative. What I mean by that is they're each specific to that individual. So, what that person had a problem with at a particular company may not be something somebody else has a problem with at that company. So, when looking at company reviews, try to keep that in mind, right? Just because one person had this issue with a company doesn't mean you are going to have an issue with that company, or, have that issue with that company, right? And a lot of it comes down to, in my opinion, as all of my videos are, there's basically my opinion. Put that out there again. It's based on, at least partially based on, the attitude of that individual. And it's hard or impossible to really know, how that person acted at work. What their attitude was towards their job, towards their boss, towards their work environment, all of that stuff. And it's hard to know, I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm kind of confusing myself now. Each as I said, each review is a personal experience, and it's based on that person. So if that person's attitude is not going to be your attitude, which is going to translate into your own personal experience with that company, should you choose to go to it. So I guess the thing to remember, with reviews is obviously everybody's review is valid, to an extent at least. But at the end of the day, it's an opinion. And it's one person's opinion. It's not necessarily everybody else's opinion. Now, obviously, if you have a lot of different people having the same complaints about that particular company, definitely kind of, take that into consideration more than you would with just like one or maybe two people, obviously, right? But, for example, let's say you read one review and the guy's like, well, they were rude and this company sucks. Well, okay. But what was that person's attitude going to work every day? Did they go to work every day with, a chip on their shoulder and a bad attitude and just kind of being a dick? to everybody, then yeah, they're probably going to have a bad time at work. They're not going to get along with people, and it's not going to work out for them. And, kind of going with that, not every company is going to fit every person. Just in my own experience, I've worked with, this is my 4th trucking company. The first 3 weren't a good fit for me. Actually, I guess the first 2. The 3rd one wasn't bad. But me personally, what I'm looking for out of a company, kind of my needs and my goals, and my attitude towards my job, just, I wasn't a good fit for that company wasn't a good fit for me, so that has a lot to do with it. You have to find, or at least attempt to find, a company that fits with your goals and your aspirations and your attitude towards work. If you're going to work and, you just absolutely hate the company, hate the job, your attitude's going to suck. Plain and simple, there's no way around it. Flip it around, you find a company that fits you, a majority of the time you're going to be happier, you're going to be more productive, you're going to enjoy going to work, And yes, I know it's work. Nobody, loves going to work, obviously. I wish I could get paid to stay home all day with my family. That'd be great, but I have to make money, so there, you got to find that balance. Hopefully without rambling too much here, we'll kind of wrap it up, but back to company reviews like we started, right? Because this all came about, I was on YouTube earlier, during my break, and, you see these drivers, just nothing but trash talking the company, bad-mouthing them, this, that, and the other happened, and this company sucks, and nobody should ever go drive for them, and blah, blah, blah. And that kind of prompted this, so take that shit with a grain of salt, Me personally, I'm not going to mention the names of the companies I've worked for or that I work for. 1, out of respect for that company. 2, I don't want to get sued. I don't make enough money to be sued. So, but 3, I'm not really going to complain about those companies all that much. Just because, like I said earlier, they're based on my own experience and my own opinions on how things should be done, I guess. Other than to say those companies weren't the right fit for me. At least at that point in time in my life. So, definitely, when you're looking, for a new company or a new job, you definitely want to do your research. I'm not going to tell you not to do your research and not believe anything anybody says on the internet, although, be careful whose opinions you trust on the internet. In this day and age, that should be a no-brainer, right? Definitely want to do your research. Try to find the company that's going to suit your needs the best. And, kind of go from there. But, you want to look at more than just one person's review or one person's video. You want to do your homework on it, And I'll do a video about, like truck driving schools and stuff like that, later on. Kind of getting into that, because this is already a 10-minute video. So I'm going to leave it at that, Definitely do your homework, look at company reviews. I'm not saying not to do that. But just remember, those are based on one individual's experience and attitude. And, I'll talk to you guys soon.